Hi everyone, Susie here from Minnesota, and I garden in a zone 4B, and it's about the end of May, or getting close, and I thought I'd do a tour. It is a very windy day, so I'm very sorry about the sound quality, but this is the only day that I really can do this. So things are really waking up here. My tulips, I don't know the variety of this. I just got this from Walmart, so really pretty. I didn't do a whole lot of tulips last year in the fall, so maybe this year I will, depending. The lamium is looking good, starting to bloom. The bulbul hydrangeas are looking really good. This one is just struggling, but I'm just gonna give it time to recover. It's been struggling for the last 3 years, but the rest look pretty good. And I might replace that one, I don't know. It all depends on what my budget's like. Like I said, it's breezy. This tree is all budded out. It smells wonderful. It's like a light scent. And then the entire tree last year, maybe a third of it had bloomed. So this year it's going to be covered in those red seed pods. So hardy geranium might be blooming at some point, maybe. I've been trimming a little bit on the yews, and not a whole lot, just kind of shaping them a little bit, but I do like that scruffy look. I do not like that controlled look, so, but there's anything that was laying on the goat's beard, which there were some over here, but which is going to be blooming here, I would say in a couple weeks. Looking good. Lady's mantle also looks like it's got its flower heads forming. We've had beautiful temps. We've had high 70s, low 80s. So it's just been consistent. Sun King Aurelias look good. The black lace elderberry back there looks okay. This, I don't know if you can see, wilted. I don't know why it does that. So it might be something where I'm just gonna let it go. If not, these yews can grow in and just cover that up, or I might put a big container there. The heucheras look good. I love that new growth on the yews, and it's so soft. Oh, I forgot to show you real quick. Just kind of look back this way. I've got a big, huge pile of mulch over there, 8 yards of it. So I'm going to be working on that today. That's why the beautiful breeze and the cooler weather today, it's going to be 70, will be perfect for that. This is Curly Fries Hosta, one of my favorites. I just have to show you this real quick. I've been working in my rose garden over here. That's just kind of a work in progress. I haven't done a lot. I've just been moving a lot of hostas. But these are petunias I started from seed. This is the Easy Wave Pink Passion. Look at the size of that bloom. I love it. This is Solomon Seal. Looks really cool down there. It's supposed to be a very tall one, but next year it'll look really great. Usually the third year is when most perennials look the best, and shrubs too, or get going. This is painted fern, Japanese painted fern, crested surf. They look really good. There is still a lot of moisture in the ground. Only reason is because my sump pump keeps pushing out some water, and it's not dry yet, so I know it's pretty good. The only thing is this area gets the most sun out of my, well, they used to be shade gardens, and now they're almost, we'll say part sun to full sun. But around 1, 2 o'clock, the sun beating off the siding here, and everything is just wilted. So, and I know this is a really good draining area, so when I mulch over here, I'm gonna water this heavily, then mulch. Hopefully that helps. But this is Crossa Regal, one of my favorite hostas, upright. But like I said, in the afternoon, it's just sad and wilting. And then this is Regal Splendor. There is this huge gap here. I will probably end up figuring something out to put here. I'm just not quite sure what. And then some of the heucheras are blooming. This is pretty pistachio. So there's still, and the birds are loving this, so it's just kind of cool. Very happy that the ferns are doing great. I'm very sorry about the wind. This is the goat's beard. I think this is its 3rd year now. Looking good, finally getting some height to it. And then the sumac, loving this. The Brennera looks really good. I just feel that the bloom cycle went a little bit quick, but it's been a while since I filmed, so it's probably been about 2 weeks. But now it's going to start pushing out the bigger growth, the foliage. This one still looks pretty good over here. This is a self-seeded one, so there's not a whole lot of variegation, but I'm okay with that. Sun King Aralias look good here. They're a little close, but I've got time to figure out where I want them. These were supposed to bloom, but they never did. So that's going to be going away. And then still waiting for that over there. So it may not. Oh, this heuchera over here is going to be blooming also. These were just seeds I started last year. Love that color. Just beautiful. So the weirdest thing is these are, let's see, Sum and Substance Hosta. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But this one right here threw off, let's say, a bloom that is super early for these. So I don't know if just the fact that I get a lot of sun over here now, that I don't know. It was just the weirdest thing. So far I've only seen one on this one. And then normally, and they're still growing, so I'm not too concerned. The span will come out it'll cover that. So they could be a little bit smaller this year, and it's because we were very dry for the last 3 years, and then more sun, so who knows. Still look good. I was just seeing a bloom on it was weird. Bridal Falls Hosta is gorgeous. And then the more sun it gets, the more gold the variegation is. So it's really neat. That's a really neat one. I don't recommend planting hostas in full sun. It's just, unfortunately, when my trees came down, I didn't have a choice. But I don't get, can you see the cardinal over there? But this gets a lot of sun, but there are breaks during the day, which is good. And then the roses here, I'm not going to show you many. Some are really waking up really well, and others are just not. like sceptered aisle, all of them look pretty pitiful. I'm not happy with that. So, and I am not going to plant them until I can really see them waking up, because I do not feel like digging a hole that deep for something that's just going to go wah. And then the pulmonaria still looks really great here. Just loaded in flowers. Sweet woodruff as a ground cover is just beautiful. Tree's still doing okay. And then the Solomon seal looks awesome with its arching habit. And then blooming looks fantastic. Grape hyacinths are blooming just a little bit. The ivory halo dogwood. It's looking good. I love that variegation in here. And then along with the ajuga, I think that's really neat. And that's going to be blooming here soon also. I do like this as a ground cover too. But I like a lot of ground covers. The only thing is, one of the viewers had said that, I had Pachysandra in here and said how invasive hers is. And so honestly, I really didn't need another ground cover in here, so I just got rid of it. So I think I'll just let the sweet woodruff and then the ajuga, and that's good enough. Otherwise, I just think those three alone probably would have taken over this entire garden. The magnolia still looks wonderful. Very happy. This is Komodo dragon hosta. Looking good. They're still leafing out though. It's like every day they're growing. It's crazy. Can't wait to mulch in here. I did get that potted up. And this one is Dancing Queen. Unbelievable. It is, the camera's not doing it justice. It is this lime green chartreuse. It just glows. This is the first one you see in my garden. So loving that. This one is World Cup over here. I do have a lot of Crossa Regal, just little babies. So then I moved a lot of my hostas from, it's going to be my rose garden or scent garden. And then these right here are called Silly String. They could be a little bit close, but again, sometimes these are just holding spots until I can figure things out, or when I see how certain hostas do, if I don't like them, then I'll replace them with my favorites. And then this is Kinky Boots. This one is Autumn Frost. I think this will look great with, this is Wind Beneath My Wings. This one gets like 7 feet wide at some point. I just planted that last fall. And this is Remember Me, one of my better clumps of this one. That's a kind of a slow grower. Maybe it'll like it better back here. I did move this one here. I don't know the variety of this one, but it's really neat. Ferns are doing good. So yeah, so this is fern line. And then this is another Wind Beneath My Wings. So yeah, so I wasn't going to plant a whole lot underneath the pine tree, but I figured this is going to get mulched pretty heavily, so it should do okay. Not going to lie, I still love the hostas. It's still one of my favorite gardens that I have is back here. And then alongside the house, I don't know. I've been a shade gardener for over 20 years, so this is what I'm used to. It's a little more, I don't want to say tidy because I don't think gardening and tidy should go hand in hand. Just maybe a little more controlled. These are some more Remember Me down here. Like I said, they're a little smaller. More of the Japanese painted fern crested surf. I really went to town on that one. That one for some reason is a doer in my garden, so I really like that. And then this is lemony lace elderberry, looking good. So happy. I mean, the black lace elderberry is fizzling out, but this one, that came up from the ground. Humpback whale, what can I say? This is a favorite also. I just love how, I mean, it's starting to cover up the stump. Not that I mind the stump, but it's just kind of nice. I did put some, this is a dwarf goat spirit over here. Really like that. And then only 2 survived, so I've got one over there. This is a tiarella. I am surprised this made it because I just figured this is where they were trampling on with removing the trees. And I've got one bloom, but hey, you know what? And then I have a little piece here. This one's really small, but I was worried about that one last year because it was looking pretty tough. Like I said, if we could get a little bit of rain just for that top moisture, I think things would really explode. By the weekend, they're talking high 80s into maybe 90. So I just need to get a lot of stuff planted. And especially today when it's cooler. This is One Last Dance. Still not all the way leafed out, but that's just gorgeous. This is Seducer. So I think it's looking pretty good. I was gonna get rid of it, but I thought, no, a big hosta here would be really nice because at some point I will edge and then it'll come out here, which will give it room. This one's probably a little bit too close over here, but I tried to put my bluer hostas on this side where maybe it will be shaded by the fence a little bit. Yeah, the roses, like I said, some are really doing good and others are just a little bit bummed about. And then my swing will be going back here at some point. I'm really hoping to get that pop-up greenhouse taken down. And then this is a red vein sorrel, but I thought only a little bit self-seeded, but you can see a lot of it did. And then like right in there. So I'm hoping I get a few more. I really like that. This hosta here is Hope Springs Eternal. Isn't that gorgeous? It's a little mucky here. The Hakana claw grass is doing okay. Because it is just, probably shouldn't have moved it around in the fall. That probably should have been a spring job. So that's on me. This heuchera looks great here. I wish a few more would have survived, but looks great. And the Camasias look beautiful. And these are bulbs we plant in the fall, and they like it wet. And I do have birds nesting in those birdhouses. I need to add more. But yeah, and the bees love the Camasias, just love this. I'm hoping my irises start throwing off some blooms with more sun. You would think they should. If they don't this year, then I will have to rethink that. Lady's mantle is a must-have in my garden. Gorgeous. And then the Pagoda Dogwood Golden Shadows. If I could find another one of these trees, I probably would buy another one. I love it that much. Because I think this over here somewhere would also be nice. And then I just have kind of a drift of the crested surf, Japanese painted fern down here. I didn't think they were gonna come back. I'm like, yeah, I think I had 6 in here. I feel, but that's okay. And these right here, this is party streamers, hosta. They're doing so great. I planted these in the fall and they weren't that big, and look at them. Talk about a vigorous grower. Then this is orange marmalade. Give it time. This is golden tiara. I have a lot of this in my garden. It's a really great short, small hosta, and it spreads really nicely. It clumps up. So I have a lot. It's just come from the same plant, and it's a pretty quick grower. This is valerian, anthos valerian. Love it. I mean, lots of blooms on this. I don't have any self-seeding in here, but I do in my other garden, but that's okay. I really like it. Rainbow's End. I probably should get rid of these. I've been weeding. They are vigorous, so maybe I should. And then the Kiloni looks fantastic. That will go taller than that bench there. And the Sabaria sorbifolia Sem looks amazing. Probably could have cut it down a little bit more. I love this shrub here. I love the Durvilla over here. That color is just gorgeous. But this creeping Jenny is just, holy cow. So my Nepeta looks good, but the creeping Jenny's gonna overtake it at some point. I need to get on top of that. I'm not gonna do a tour too much around here because I have a lot of my plants that I've been growing. But I just wanted to show you the hardy geraniums. Biokovo looks fantastic. The spread on it is unbelievable. The lily of the valley is blooming right now, and I can smell that. It's gorgeous. But I just have a lot of coleus over here. But then when this is all gone, I'll go into a little more depth. But this is the biggest clump of hardy geranium, and I'm just letting it do what it wants. So yeah, so I have a lot, and with the warmer temps, it's just hard to keep it watered. So I have to really figure out what I want. And then I still don't have a lot of my containers planted up. I've just been kind of picking and choosing what needs to be done. I do need to get some of my vegetables in, especially my tomatoes. And then my beans. Cucumbers can wait another week. Probably the weekend with the warmer temps. One of my neighbors gave me 2 big clumps of rhubarb. Don't they look fantastic? I'm like super excited about that, and I gave him plants. So, and then I do have another clump I need to plant, but these just took up the whole bed, and I'm so excited. I love rhubarb. Still have the supports on these arborvitaes here. Thuja's full speed ahead. I'm just gonna leave it for a little bit. I keep taking away to see if it'll stand up, but it is looking really healthy. So I'm just gonna give it a little bit more. I moved these back here because every time I came home from work, they were drying out. And I mean, you can see why, because they're in small containers, but at this point, they're a little root bound. But isn't that gorgeous? Gotta love marigolds. A lot of those are going in my gardens. I might even put some in containers. I think they offer that very hot tropical feel. I did put A mahogany splendor hibiscus back here. I know it looks weird, but it will fill out. Look at the giant alliums back here. Will be blooming at some point. This clematis, I just have to be a little bit better about getting it to climb better so it doesn't look so, I mean, it's massive. A Viticella Polish Spirit. The Viticella series, if you want it to climb and be aggressive, I would get that. I keep looking for more. And then this is just an alum root. The blooms are not very pretty, but look at how much it's filled out. I mean, this was just a last resort where I wanted to plant it because I didn't think it was amazing, but hey, it's doing better than other heucheras. And this ghost beard looks really good. And the fact that it survived this container in my zone and it's going to be blooming. I have to get some mulch in here and possibly a little fertilizer. So I had some Sun Kings that was where my gazebo was at, or I should say one, and it did break off. But some of it survived, some of it looks a little bit sad. So I have it planted back here. I think that gold with the blue hosta will look fantastic. This is all going to be getting mulched. And then this one is the one that looks a little bit tough, but that's okay. I do have that one here. This might be a little bit close to these. I don't know the name of this variety. Right now it looks a little washed out, very pale. But again, they're just coming up. This is called Maya Infatuation. It should be a little more gold. So we'll see if that happens. And then this ajuga looks amazing. Look at that. This is the Fancy Finch Feathered Friends. This is Jurassic Park hosta. This is Gentle Giant. Can't wait, that gets to be really big. And this Ligularia here is just gorgeous. The undersides of that is beautiful. Hope you can see the sun's not doing me justice. But the undersides is just beautiful. And then with that pagoda dogwood, really good combination. This is Little Hottie Hydrangea. Looks fantastic. And I love the foliage on it. It's just robust. This is a Drop Dead Gorgeous. Again, I mean, some of these get huge. This is their first year, full year in the ground. So I gotta give them time. I know it looks a little scarce back here. I'm trying not to plant because I know they get big. Tiny Wine 9 Bark looks amazing. I have 3 of these in my garden. And look, it'll be blooming soon. I love Korean feathery grass, one of my favorites. I have a good clump right there. And then I have 2 over here. The one on the right I thought was not gonna live, and then it just pulled through, so very happy with that. I do have a lot of the ajuga. I mean, I can't believe how much this has spread and clumped out. This is Goodness Gracious. I moved this shrub. This is a Clethra. It was looking tough, but I still wanted to give it a chance. And then another Sun King Aurelia that broke off from that other clump. This is Wee Hosta. Looks really cool. And then this is Frisian Pride. So I just have to keep an eye on this. I've been putting my dog's fur here because the rabbits seem to like the smaller leaf varieties. This is a Dwarf Blue Arctic Willow. I think that looks amazing. So happy I gave it another chance. Like I said, I did not prune this. The guys who took down my trees must have done a number on it. It was the best thing ever. It looks fantastic. Wild Ginger. I love that glossy foliage. The one thing back here I just have to keep an eye on is the Creeping Bellflower, which is in here. That is so annoying. And then this one is amazing. When I think first full year in the ground and the height on this is here. So I love that one. And then honeysuckle. Look at that. Just going to be starting on its loaded. Actually, I think I'm going to try and walk through here. And the pine tree is doing really good. I was worried about it last year, and everything's doing really good, and that is just because the trees are gone and more sun, and they're actually getting moisture. Just trying to walk through without crunching. And then down here, I got this from Fast Growing Trees, and this is another honeysuckle, but this is peaches and cream. So I can't wait. So it'll balance out this arch here. And then Annabelle hydrangea looks fantastic. I hope it actually blooms for me this year. This is all the lily of the valley. And the scent is intoxicating. But this is a really cool fern down here also, kind of delicate looking. This is hardy to zone 2, so it's American Royal Fern. So I have 3 of them and down here. Lilacs are not blooming, they're just starting. So it'll probably be about another, this weekend with it gonna be close to 90. I bet that's gonna push it through its bloom cycle real quick. This is the Astrantia down here. Love it. I did plant my globe thistle. I have 3 here, and then there's 3 that went in my rose garden or bird sanctuary. I'm not even sure what I want to call it yet. And then roses are doing good. I have not trimmed on them. I haven't pruned them. I'm just, again, focusing where I have to. That's getting everything planted, mulched, and my vegetables. And then the lamb's ear is going to be blooming. It's huge. This is, like I said, this garden has looked fantastic. I do have some yellowing, which is making me nervous. But this is a fern leaf peony. Just gorgeous. And then the Amsonia looks like it's going to have more blooms this year, so I can't wait. The Purple Sensation alliums look fantastic. I just don't have a whole lot of them this year. And then this is Bevan's variety, hardy geranium. One of my favorites. It's very vigorous also. Love these blooms. And I love the foliage. It's very herbal smelling, and I love it. And then some of my columbines that I started from seed a few years ago have survived. So beautiful, not many. Yeah, I have a lot. But once that tent goes down, I'm hoping I can get my area staged over there for my little oasis, is what I call it. I just put these here because I planted up my containers with a few things. I think it looks good. Pick some rhubarb to give some of this room here, but just beautiful. This is probably going to have 13 or 14 blooms on it. This is a tree peony. Hey, look. It's starting. And then I did put grasses back in this area where I took the ones out. I took out the miscanthus, but I replaced it with the Carl Forster Calamagrostis. And it's just, the foliage doesn't get super tall, and then it gets these really nice seed heads. So hopefully it doesn't block the view as much. And then the Baptisia here looks amazing. Could not wait. I keep making sure to get it through the support here. delphiniums. Oh, look. Delphiniums I had started from seed last year. The lupins I started from seed. There's another one down there. Can't wait. Oh, look at this one. This has a... Is that normal? Onyx and pearls. Penstemon. And then all of my hardy hibiscus are starting to come up. Look at that. Cannot wait. And then this peony just kind of did what it wanted to. I have a cage, but then some of it came out, so I'm going to have to support that before it falls over. So this is a little bit of a hot mess back here. It's getting on my nerves because it's just a little bit too much back here, and I'm really trying to, I don't know, make it look a little less cluttered. Love the grasses. And then more lupins. Oh, I do. Nice. So then I got my hydrangea cuttings out of here. Got the daylily, so this is all going to be vegetable. All of this is going to be vegetable. And then I got all of this is where the grass is, and then the globe thistle were. So I got that out. I did have some calamintha that came back, so I might just leave it. I think that'd be kind of fine with the tomatoes here. And then just wanted to show you, this is my climbing rose for the gazebo, and this is Above and Beyond is the name of it. And just look at that. I need to get these planted, but it's also daunting because that's a tough area over there with all the tree roots. And then this is throwing off a huge cane. If I lived in a warmer zone, I would put these in containers and leave them over there, but I don't. But they do age to this soft, almost white. The scent is beautiful, but look at this. Is that not just beautiful? Really liking this one. I'm glad it's not pink because I've got a lot of pink going on. So, and then these are perennials that I have to figure out what to do with. I have not trimmed my hydrangeas, at least my hedge, so I'm a little behind on that. I may not get to that this year, but I'm okay with that. They will be fine. They'll just be a little bit taller. So next year I probably will give them a really hard prune. And then the clematis here looks really good. One of these is Nellie Moser, and the other one is Princess Kate. Nellie Moser is the first to bloom, and it's just, what can I say? It's just been a really good year so far. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed, and bye for now.